welcome to our Power Query series video PQADAT02. In this video, we are going to learn how to import data from folder containing multiple text files as raw data by using Excel intelligent tool called Power Query. As we already discussed in our introduction video about the function of Power Query, link in the description. Let's have a look. For the example, we have a multiple text files in the start folder. No problem. Power Query comes forward and import text files and transform into a proper data set. And later we can load back in Excel as a table to prepare the report. Let's check the exercise example number 2. Exercise 2. We have to import text files from Power Query folder. We have to import text file from folder to Power Query, transform into a proper data set, and make query and load back to the Excel. Make a pivot table. After cleaning the data and pivot table, update with the new data. Add a new text file in the start folder and refresh the pivot table. Let's make some data report by following these steps. Here we comes here in a blank Excel worksheet, and we go in our data tab. In the data tab, here we have our Power Query tool. It comes under the get and transformation data. This is our Power Query tool, and here we are going to use the get data. Get data from folder. So you can see here, as we click on from folder, it opens the one dialog box, and it's open a dialog box and asks the browsing folder path. So here we click browser and give us our start folder, which I have already in this folder on a desktop. I will in this folder start folder we have two data files from month January and April, and we are going to import these two data files in Power Query, and later we will gonna to add the data of October and December in the first analyzed data. So let's come back on a Power Query. Here we choose our start folder and click OK. As you can see here, it gives us a path of the folder. We click OK. As we click OK, it brings the files with the path, and here we have three options. It's called combine, load, and transform data. So here our main is a transform data, because we don't know how the data in the file, so we cannot combine these files at this step. First we have to check our data. So we are going to transform data. Click on that, and it brings a Power Query editor, and here you can see we have our binary content, name of the files, extension of the file, and other file parameters with the folder path. And here we have a right now a file name. We comes on the file name, click here, double click, give the file name like all data, and enter. In the applied section of Power Query editor, here all the steps what we are going to use in for the analyzing the data is going to be get record. First we check our extension should be a same. Power Query always gives problem if file extensions are not same. So we have to make sure, right click, comes on a transform, and click on lowercase. So we change all the extensions to make sure they all are in lowercase, and you can see here our one step is get record. We select our content and do right click, remove other columns. As we remove other columns and click, and you can see here our binary content are with us. We have this small double down arrows. So these double down arrows are combined files. We click on that and it opens combined file preview. If you see carefully here, it gave us this on the base of delimiter. It combined the files and it giving a preview of first 200 rows from our data, completely preview of our data, how on the base of delimiter it's separating our data in the columns. So we just click here OK. It combines us or append our two data sets completely. Now you can see here on the left side Power Query transform the text file into an Excel file and it's showing us all the steps recorded here: sample file, transformation file, transform sample file, and the query, what the query it makes. So, and you can see here it record our all the steps what we have done till to analyze our data. We comes here and do the right click, use first row as a header, and you can see it took all the headers nicely. And now our main thing comes to correct format of our data in this the in transformation steps. We comes in the first column, select the column, press F2. We say here sales rep, enter, because it's a name, so it should be in a text format. We correct from here, so now it's correct. Now we press right arrow key, F2, date, enter, but it's still date in a text format, so we need a correct format. We choose from here date. As we select, you can see all the dates are shift on our right side as a numeric. Press right arrow key, F2, products, enter. Products format should be a text, is the text already correct. Right arrow key, F2 is correct, sold quantity, enter, but sold quantity in whole number. Right arrow key, amount is okay, but format should be in currency. And now we can do one modification with the amount column. We can round up these numbers either up or down. We do a right click, comes in a transformation. We have an option called round and we choose round up. So it completely round up the all the amount here. And now we can come here, and here you can see there is a one thing we have to correct. This is the name is showing because earlier it was in the as a sales rep, but now we have name as a header, so we have to uncheck this here. So we will uncheck the name and click OK, and now we are ready to load our this data in an Excel. So for this we go comes in our home tab, click on the close and load. Here we have two options, so we choose close and load to. As we click here, it brings us a data import dialog box, and in data import dialog box we have four options. One is a table, another is a pivot table report, pivot chart, only create connection, and then it asks existing worksheet where we want to load the data or a new worksheet. So we choose here first table, existing worksheet, but which cell we wanted. We want cell A1. We choose the cell A1. We expand the box again and click OK. And you can see Power Query have load our data, our analyze and transform data in a table. Now our next task comes to make a pivot table from this data, and it's really very easy. We click anywhere inside that table and we can go here and insert tab, and insert tab you can see here pivot table, or we can use our shortcut key Alt and V. As we press Alt and V, it automatically select the all data and it asks where you want to load the pivot table. We choose here existing worksheet and a location key in the front of our table, expand the box and click OK, and brings us in a pivot table cache. And you can see here all the pivot table data fields. Here all the pivot table data fields. These are the headers of from our data table. Now we have to make our pivot table. So we select the sales rep in the row. We select the amount as a value, you can see, and here we have a date. We can check, we have to put a date. You can see it expand our table, but we want as a month, so we take back the date and now it's a month. Now still the table is little not clear, so we comes in the design tab of a pivot table report, and here we comes in a report layout and choose show in a tabular form. As you click the show in a tabular form, you can see so it nicely separate the months from the sales rep. We click here and our data table is really long. We can have a look around the amount. So we take back months, and you can see here we have our amount. But what are the products? We can also check if we put in a column. So you can see sales reps have these 3 products and their grand total. So this is our first step. We bring the data of 2 months, January and April, analyze the data, make the report. So we knows how we have did this, and we just collect, copy, and paste here to confirm our amount. The next step comes, we have another new data. Now we have to perform step 5 and 6 from here and add our new text files from in a start folder. So we have our data here. We select our both files from October and from December. From here we select our both files, drag in our start folder, and minimize our start folder and open our Excel back in a Power Query. Here, as we came in a Power Query, we comes now our data ribbon tab. Here we have our Power Query connection. You can see here our Power Query is here. We have our pivot table also. So main thing here is we have one refresh key is here. Another way is do a right click in the table and use a refresh here. And third option of refreshing the data is from the Power Query option, and from the small refresh button. So now after adding a data, we comes here and we click on our small refresh button, and you can see from 199 rows, it directly updated 428 rows. And our data table is completely updated, but still our pivot table is not updated. We comes in the pivot table, and from data menu we click on a refresh all. As we click a refresh all, you can see our previous data was this, previous total was this, and now the current total is this. Both have a different values, and earlier we have only three products, but now we have added the 3 more products from our new data. So like this, you can update your results, previously analyzed results, with the new data. So it's really easy to add a new data in already analyzed data and make the reports. So I hope guys you like this video, you understand the how to import the multiple text files in the Power Query, analyze them, transform the data in a proper data set, and load back. In the future, if you want to improve your Excel skills, please consider to subscribe my channel, hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon. Thanks for the watching.